Welcome back everyone, and yes, I am back. So I'm going to talk about what I've been up to and then go over the details for the upcoming competition happening on June 18, 2024, which features the Marine Ravioli meta, a new item that's been introduced to the game and part of the fishing production chain. I think they should have called it seafood ravioli. I know some people said the same thing, but marine ravioli, okay. So the past 2 weeks I've been working on moving to a new place, so I had to move a lot of stuff over, set up a bunch of stuff, and most importantly the internet. That was what was holding me back the most. So the whole process of setting up internet here, I thought it would take about a week. It ended up taking 2 whole weeks because basically a new wire needed to be installed, and it took longer than I thought it would basically, but that's done now. I have everything set up here. Hopefully it's all working the same. The audio might be a little different, maybe I still have to adjust that. I should have everything set up now. Unfortunately I didn't have time to do a build showcase for this marine ravioli competition, but hopefully now that I have everything set up, I will be able to do it for the next competition to be able to help you all out even more. As always, you can find the official details in the Common Ground World Announcements channel in the Gala Games Discord. I have an invite link to the Gala Games Discord in the description of the video. So the competition begins on June 18, 2024 and ends 3 days later. Meta is to sell marine ravioli. Trade time is 20 seconds, 1 gasoline per trade, and the biome is a plains biome with an ocean on the east side. All other edges are plains and there is no oil seep here. So this is what the starting biome looks like. You do have 3 rice fields, a farmhouse, a silo, storehouse, and there are a lot of ponds for it being a plains biome. So what you could do is sell a lot of these ponds that you probably don't need, get some extra cash to build up whatever you do need, and go from there. You could also just sell some of the husk rice at the very start to get some more cash, or use that and build worm farms and sell some worms. And the reason I say that is because worms is one of the things that are cash boosted. So the cash boost for this competition, worms from 1,000 to 3,000 each being an okay option, butter from 20,000 to 50,000 each, which sounds pretty good, and risotto from 44,000 to 100,000 each. And there is one cash nerf, very important here. The meta item, marine ravioli, normally gives you 85,690 cash for each one that you sell, but for this competition it will only give 14,280, which is a huge nerf. It is going to make it to, more than likely, if you're just making marine ravioli, you're not going to be able to make enough cash to sustain it. I don't know that for sure because I didn't practice this one, but if I had to guess, you probably won't be making enough cash if you're only selling marine ravioli. More than likely you will probably have to sell excess amounts of butter to get all the cash that you need. So at the very start, to get all the cash you need, you could sell worms since those are cash boosted, although I would still recommend doing gold since it's usually the go-to. It's a very good thing to make and easy to scale up, especially with all the pawns they gave us. You can pretty much get money off that and keep some pawns just for the gold panning sites. I would go with gold personally, even though you do need to build the warehouse and collect energy. I still think it's a better option, but worms could work too if you wanted to try that out. And of course, since marine ravioli is the meta, it's been boosted in stars, giving 50,000 stars for each one. Marine ravioli will be made in the Italian restaurant and requires 3 flour, 2 butter, 2 eel, 1 salmon, and 3 shrimp. Craft time is 60 seconds and it is stored in the storehouse. The rewards for this competition are the standard Gala rewards for making it into the top 1200 in the leaderboard, as well as a new effect card called the Hasty Italian Restaurant. Doesn't say what it does here, but if I had to assume, it would increase the movement speed of the Italian restaurant worker. For the effect cards, the way it works is if you place in the top 1200, you will receive at least the rare version or higher depending on your placement on the leaderboard. If you do not place in the top 1200, you can receive the uncommon effect card if you sell at least 100 of the marine ravioli. And I also shared some leaks for the upcoming competitions and some of the free storage NFTs we can get. So for the month of June, we can get the free cheese storage NFT, and they did share a picture of it. All of these prioritize cheese into the storage before the cheese goes into any of the regular in-game storages. So they take cheese first. That can help you in some situations when you want cheese to go to a specific building that's very close to the Italian restaurants, for example. So the first one is the common one, holds 10 cheese, and the way you get this one is by playing 10 different days during the month of June and making a total of 25 trades throughout the month. The second one is the uncommon cheese storage, holds 20 cheese, and you get this one from running your common ground world node if you happen to have one for a certain amount of days in the month, and you can receive one of these storages from each node that you run that meets the qualifications from my understanding. And the third cheese storage is the rare cheese storage that holds 40 pieces of cheese, and you get this one by playing 25 different days during the month of June and making at least 75 trades throughout the month. And you can do these trades in any game mode, and what qualifies as playing for a certain day, all you have to do is make a trade that day, and that's what qualifies as playing. They'll also do the same thing during the month of July. The free storage NFT for the month of July will be the coffee bean storage. We also have some information on the upcoming competition metas. For the next week, it's going to be the kimchi meta. Then the week after that, which would be the first week of July, it'll be the Starlight Market Box meta, which we've done before, but this one will feature new craft ingredients. The second week of July is a mystery ice cream flavor, so that would be the first ice cream meta. And the third week of July will be a tasty new cake, it says. Like I said, I don't have a build showcase prepared for this one, but people have said that this marine ravioli meta is very similar to salmon panini, which is why I have my salmon panini build showcase up here. And I do see the similarities, but also there's no lettuce heads involved in the marine ravioli, so you don't have to worry about these right here. But you do have more rice fields than just the single rice field that's used in this build showcase. But the similarities that people are talking about is all of the windmills that you need to use, the milk barns, and the fact that you still need your fishing setup, which involves the seafood warehouse, which is very important because that requires ice blocks. So you do have to know how to craft ice blocks, and I do have a video on how to craft the ice blocks as well. I'll leave that in the description as well. You also need your fishing setup. So on this one, I do have some wild net fishing in order to get the salmon, but I do not have what is required to get eel, which is the fish farms. So that would basically have to be added into this design as well, and the Italian restaurants instead of the cafes, and then you would pretty much have everything you need in order to craft the marine ravioli. This build showcase for salmon panini was making about 29 salmon panini per hour, but for marine ravioli, I've heard that it's a little bit easier to make. I've seen people say they do up to 50 marine ravioli without using any NFTs or very many, so I would try to aim for between 40 to 50. But yeah, hopefully this gives you at least some idea on how to start on marine ravioli if you haven't had a chance to come up with a design yet. And before I end the video, there's a couple quick topics I want to go over because they've been pretty popular discussions the past week. So the first one is with the new NFT called the Fontana di Formaggi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but basically it's an Italian restaurant NFT that reduces the amount of cheese that you need for all the crafts. But I'm not really talking about the utility. I'm talking about the issue with the distribution. So people bought this the day it came out, which was June 14, 2024, and they did not receive it until earlier today, June 17, 2024. So some people it took the entire weekend, like 3 full days, in order to receive this NFT. They reported that there was an issue with this NFT being fulfilled. People weren't receiving it. Tickets were submitted, but they won't do anything the first day. And they did let Farmer Michelle and Volcron know, which are part of the Common Ground World team, so they could look into it. And basically they said they did look into it, and well, that's all that really could be done. But there was an issue here. It took several days for this to be fulfilled. I don't know what the exact issue was, but this was a pretty popular topic because people were upset about this. Whenever you pay for an NFT, you buy buy it, you expect to receive it right away. But I have seen this happen before where there will be an issue with fulfillment or something and you just won't get the NFT right away. I don't usually buy NFTs right away. I usually buy them after some other people have bought them, so I would know about the issue before getting into it. But yeah, there was clearly an issue here that needed to be resolved sooner, I think, but it took a couple of days to be resolved. The next topic is with the small salt field NFT. So I was actually the first one that mentioned this in the Discord, but I noticed that the small salt field, which originally went on sale for $99.99, well, at some point they reduced the price to $49.99. This was the original price, as you can see. The post that I just showed you above was the discounted price, but yeah, at some point they put it at 50% off. They didn't tell anybody, so I don't know the exact reason they did this. My assumption is that they just couldn't sell the NFT because I don't think anybody was buying it, or if anybody did buy it, I think only 2 of them were purchased before they reduced the price by 50%. This was pretty interesting because they ended up reducing the price of the NFT because nobody was buying it, which I think they should not do this, especially without an announcement, because it doesn't look good on their part. They're better off waiting a couple of months and then putting it on sale, or better yet, they're better off pricing the NFTs a little bit better. But yeah, they should not, in my opinion, they probably shouldn't have reduced the price of it right away just because nobody was buying it. They should have had a different approach for this. And the last topic here has to do with cheating, because yes, people know that there are some players out there cheating the game, and the way they are doing this basically is people are using NFTs, then going offline, sending those NFTs that they use to their friend or maybe another account, which would also be cheating. But let's just say they're sending it to their friend, and their friend is creating also a very good build with those NFTs. Then they'll go on offline mode, and then they'll move those NFTs to yet another friend's account and repeat the same process as many times as they want to, 10 accounts, 20 accounts, and it's as if all the accounts were creating a build with those NFTs. And before the competition ends, they would have to fast forward their towns and then send those NFTs back to the other account so that they can fast forward their town, and as if they always had the NFTs, then send the NFTs back to the other account, and etc. So doing this method, they were able to have a bunch of different accounts that seemed like they had all these NFTs, but they really didn't, because they only had the NFTs before the process of going offline, and then after the process of coming out of offline mode, they didn't have the NFTs the entire time. So this is a cheat that some people are trying to do, and basically everybody knows about it. So they've brought it to the attention multiple times of the staff. Right here we have a message from Farmer Michelle addressing this, as many people have been talking about it the past week. Basically, she says, we track it and are watching, and more tech gets added each week to get to a place where it's less possible. Basically, things have been done, are currently being done, and continue to be done. This is basically as much as Farmer Michelle has addressed about the situation. So they're aware that there are people cheating the system. They're trying to do what they can to prevent that, and we can try to push it more and more, but I don't think we're going to be able to see exactly what they're doing to prevent the cheating. It would be cool if we did, but then again, if we did, we would also be able, or people would also be able to circumvent their methods to prevent the cheating and then just cheat anyway. So basically, if you show people what's stopping them from cheating, they're going to find a way to cheat that system. So I really hope they find a way to stop these cheaters or even ban these cheaters. But yeah, it is a serious issue, and I hope they do something to resolve it soon. I think there could already be a solution by preventing a new account from using NFTs for like 24 hours, but then that would cause other problems, such as legitimately receiving an NFT from somebody that you know, but not being able to use it right away. I know people would be upset about that as well. Another alternative alternative is adjusting the way that fast forward operates. So basically force it to fast forward your game every hour on their servers, and then they can do constant hourly checks to see if they still have the NFTs or not. I think this would be a better solution. The only problem is they don't want to do this right now. The way fast forward works is it runs on your computer or my computer. It doesn't run on their servers. So once we get to the point where they do decide to run fast forward on their servers, like on an hourly basis, first of all, we'll have more accurate leaderboards, because that's another thing people are upset about, the fast falling Friday, I think everybody calls it. Yeah, we'll have more accurate leaderboards, and also there will be less possibilities to cheat this way. So I would suggest pushing for the idea for the team to fast forward our towns on their servers every hour. I think this would be the best solution, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about it. Hopefully I was able to help you with the information I was able to provide here. Feel free to leave a like and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I appreciate your support and thank you for watching.